Hello, 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 and welcome to the Manifest on Purpose Mindset Show, Backstage. I am your host, Kimberly Williams. On that show, I help you align your mind with the things you really want in your life so that you can manifest the best version of yourself. You can find that show right here on the YouTube feed. Before I get started, I want to give you some gratitude. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing this video. Thank you for liking it. And thank you for subscribing and clicking that notification bell so that you can get new updates. Today's topic is topic 102. It's all about minding your mental. What is minding your mental anyway? Minding your mental means maintaining mental balance. In other words, it's a mental checkup. It's a checkup for your mind. When your car needs checking up, you do tune-ups. When your body needs checking on, you do physicals. Everything that you love in your life, everything that you care about in your life, you maintain. Your mind is no different. You need to be making sure that you're maintaining your mind also. Your mind is the most powerful tool that you have. Let me tell you what inspired me to create this topic. This topic wasn't even what I wanted to do for the week. The reason why, being transparent, is this has been a week of Mind Your Mental for me. The weekend, man, I was drained energetically. And during that time, before I had the chance to rest up from that, challenges came. Oh, yeah, you heard me right. Challenges. Challenges not only happen to you, challenges happen to me too. Shift happens. And when shift does happen, you have to find a way to grow through it. It's not what you go through, it's how you grow through it. So this week, I felt the need to use that challenge as an opportunity to share with you and to let you know that even though you're having challenges, even though you may even feel like you've taken a step back, or if you were like me and did not respond the way that you normally would have respond, don't hold yourself accountable for that. Don't beat yourself up about that. As I said, shift happens. Don't feel so bad about yourself. It happens to everybody. And I wanted to make that point to you today. The effects of stress. This is one of the things that I wanted to talk about because I see so many people on a regular basis stressing about things that are not really too important. And when you look at the world from a different view or a different angle, a lot of things don't seem all that important. But you may be stressing over it anyway. The thing that I want you to know is that stress can cause problems. Stress can cause problems on your body. It can cause mental illness as well as physical illness. Let me tell you something. Your central nervous system does not know the difference between when you're stressed out about something that happened at work or you being in the forest being chased by a bear. Either way, it's going to respond the same way. Your brain is going to send chemicals to your body to alert your body that you're now in fight or flight mode. These chemicals are designed to make sure that you are prepared to protect yourself by either fighting or running. That's why they call it fight or flight. Your temperature goes up, your breathing rate goes up, your heart rate goes up, your blood pressure rate goes up. But the kicker is you're only supposed to be in fight or flight mode for only a few moments at the time. But what happens when that person at work is stressed for 2 days or the whole week or even a month? That means that those chemicals are being sent to the body on a regular basis. That's why people run into issues a lot of the time with high blood pressure, when they run into issues with heart rate increasing. It's not good for your body. So we have to let the stress go. We have to find a way to eliminate our stress when at all possible. Now I want to teach you how to do that, or give you a few ways to do that. Ways that you can mind your mental. And these are some of the things that I use this week to help me mind my mental. The very first thing that's important is to rest and recharge. I already know what happened to me because I've already become aware that there was something going on. There was an imbalance. My energy was drained. I'm an empathic introvert, and I had to spend some time around groups over the weekend. That doesn't mean that I don't like being in groups. That just means that my energy is usually drained when I'm around groups. So when my energy was drained, the challenges came in. So I had not had enough time to rebuild when these challenges came in. And as a result, I didn't respond to the challenges in the way that I normally would have, because at that point, my energy was burned out. So the first thing I had to do was I had to get some rest. I had to recharge my energy. Once I recharged my energy, then I started focusing more on my mind. The next thing, self-protection. Self-protection. See, for me, that self-protection would have been if the challenge had not arisen. The self-protection would have been making sure that I had the proper amount of rest. Self-protection also looks like you staying away from anything that's potentially negative. If you already know that if you already know that the people that you converse with on a daily basis are negative, then that means you need to find a way to limit your time around these people. Not only people, technology. Because the things that's coming in through the media, sometimes it paints a picture that's not real. Most of the time, it paints a picture that is not real. I remember the days when I used to watch the news every morning before work to check in and see how my route to work would look. And the news would say something like, there'll be 2 feet of snow today. And I'd be dressed and expecting that. And there would be not one drop of snow. So it changes reality a little bit. It can be a bit confusing. So stay away from media because you don't know what information you're taking in. You don't know what subliminal messages you're taking in. One of the things that I did during this week is I took a great portion of one of my days and I just did not be on the phone. I just turned the phone off for a while just so that I can get that rest. Sometimes it's necessary to retreat from the outer world for a little while to recharge. Get creative. I talked about how I love to write. Anytime there's something on my mind that's not serving me, something running that is hard for me to get rid of, I put pen to paper and I just start writing. I get creative. It's something about your mind. You can't be stressed and creative at the same time. So I prefer to be creative. And that really helped a lot because when I started focusing on what I was writing, the things that were on my mind that weren't serving me, they disappeared. Because remember, your conscious mind is only able to focus on one thought at a time, one thing at a time. So I pour that into writing. But being creative doesn't only have to be just writing. Of course, it can be a way to be, it can be a way to help you. It can be a great way to mind your mental because you can be writing in a journal. In that journal, you can write your emotions. A lot of the times, we may be in a mood and don't even realize that we're in a mood until we start journaling what our feelings are. And your people that's around you, they're not going to tell you you're in a mood because you're in a mood. So a lot of times to find out information about yourself, jot it down. But as I was saying, it's not necessary to write if you're not a writer. If you love art, express what you're going through in your artwork. If you love to draw, draw. If you love to paint, paint. Music. That's another thing I can get lost in music. So whatever it is that brings you joy and that you feel you can get lost in, make sure that you're doing that when you're minding your mental. It helps you get things off your mind. Be creative. The next thing is meditation. Meditation to me, this is something that I love because it gives me an escape from the outer world. If you're worried too much or you're stressed too much, you're too connected to this physical reality. You need to break away from time to time. You need a mental vacation and don't hold back. If you know you need that mental vacation, take that mental vacation. And I like to take my mental vacations through meditation because it places me in a different reality, in a reality that none of this in this outer world even exists. So find time for meditation a couple of times a day, especially when there's things that are on your mind. Go into meditation, retreat to mind your mental. Also, you got to look for the opportunity in every challenge. You know, every challenge has an opportunity. There's a lesson in every experience you go through that you must learn. You can only find the opportunity once you find out what that lesson is. Everything has opportunity in it. The opportunity in this was being able to let you know that you're not alone, to let you know that nothing's wrong with you. It's just that mindset work is consistent. There's levels to this. Once you go from one level to the next, you're going to have to work to get to that next level. There's going to be challenges to teach you through that next level. So just keep in mind, evolution is a process. It doesn't stop, it continues. Make sure that you're looking for the opportunities in every challenge. Make sure you're finding out what the lessons are. I used to always say that if you don't learn the lesson, you're going to have to go through the test again. And when you go through the test again, it's going to be even harder than the first time. So why not just try to get it right as quick as you can? But don't beat yourself about it if you have to go through it a few times. Self-reflection is the next way. This is my favorite way. Sometimes you got to go within and you got to ask yourself questions. I don't care about people saying, oh, you talk to yourself. Yeah, I talk to myself. And if you had any sense, you'd be talking to yourself too. You're the only one that can give you answers about you. You should always be talking to yourself. And so, yes, I talk to myself. I ask myself questions. The questions I asked this week were, why am I feeling this way? What emotions am I feeling? Why am I feeling this emotion? What can I learn from this experience? Always go in and ask yourself questions or to find out what's going on with the experience. Why are you seeing this challenge? And as I said earlier, when you ask questions, you'll get answers. And when you find places that need to be adjusted, go ahead and adjust them. Use the tools that I've been giving out on the show for the entire year to adjust your mind when it gets out of balance. And lastly, I want to remind you one more time because I want to get this through your head. If you don't respond the way that you thought you did, it's okay. If you feel like you've taken a step back, it's okay. Even if you feel like you've fallen, it's okay. Get up and wipe the dust off and keep it moving. We all go through challenges. I'm not excluded from that. Everybody goes through challenges. But as I said, it's not what you go through, it's how you grow through it. You've got to mind your mental. I love you to life. This is how you manifest on purpose.